Hi, good morning. Welcome to Tarot Time. And if you're watching it as a video, well, whatever time of the day it is, welcome. But for the live people, it's Sunday. I'm a couple minutes late, so it's a couple minutes after 11. And Happy New Year. Yes, this is the last Tarot Time of 2023. So we will start to look into the energies of 2024. So I'm going to get started in a minute. I'll just check to see who's on, and I'll do my best with my eyes. I used to have a pair of reading glasses, but they went to Spirit recently, so I just got my eyes to be like, all right, hello, Claire, and Millie, and MDR, welcome. Looks like we've been having a conversation in my absence. Hi, Blindly Inspired, and Suzette and Mr. Floyd, welcome, welcome, and Horses, welcome. And is that it? Oh my God. All right. There's a lot of people. All right. Hi, Michael. Hi, Roseanne. Hi, Chris. Hi, Jody. And hi, Christina. All right. Happy New Year, everybody. Hi, Children's School of Yoga. That would be Doreen, our yoga teacher. Hi, SVM Art Design. Welcome, welcome. So yeah, it's been busy, eventful. There's a lot of shifting of energy going on, a lot of solar activity lately. Um, just part of the shift, part of an energetic shift. So what I'm feeling, and I've had a cold all week, so I'm a little bit like kind of ethereal with my head cold and everything. But despite that, what I've been feeling is just a lot of like dimensional shifting and stuff like that. And by the way, tomorrow it's New Year's Day. We are going to do a transmission at 3 o'clock Eastern time since it's a holiday. So 3 p.m. Eastern time, and it'll be for DNA activation and dimensional shifting for the new year. Because we're stepping into 2024, as we all know. I believe that we all know this. And it's a new energy. And we've been talking about 2024 since this channel began in 2020. So myself and others have looked at this year to be very transitional. So, we've been warming up. We've been in this amazing kind of purging and cleansing energy for several months now. It's in some ways it's been tough because it's sort of translated into the earth herself, releasing a lot of karma, or I don't know if karma is the right word, but a lot of energy of like ancestral pain and things that have gone on in the last 1,000 years. So as this energy gets released, it kind of activates the humans, and there's wars, and then there's also geological events and stuff like that. So everything's happening. So yeah, this is good to point out that it's kind of an angel number in a way, because it's 123 123. If you if you leave out the 20 part, like 12 30 31 23, right? So Pauline has it spelled out for us. And let's see what else you guys saying. Hope you are all doing well. No, here debating if you want to go to midnight yoga, and then I think they do it. There's a yoga class in the morning, right? In the city. I think they still do that. Oh, hide Kern. Oh, yeah, I can hide that. I didn't even realize that. So Christina has a cold now too. Oh, thank you so much. My pleasure. And if anybody's new, I know Blindly Inspired in Germany, so we have people from all over this globe. Nobody from Antarctica yet, but I guess they're just researchers down there anyways. But every other continent we have. So anyway, in tarot time, I'll do a meditation card for the week, entering into a new year. So even though it's the human calendar that we're talking about, because we're all kind of synced into this linear time in the calendar and everything, it is a shift. it's kind of like, in a way, Mercury retrograde. We're still in Mercury retrograde, by the way, for a couple more days. It's definitely an energy because all the planets, they're part of collective consciousness. They all have different energetic frequencies, so their movement affects collective consciousness. But now that so many people are aware of Mercury retrograde and what it does, it gets stronger, and that's part of the collective belief system. So what we believe as a collective and individually, it shapes our reality, it shapes our universe. And so what are we going to believe in 2024? That we're abundant spiritual beings living in an abundant universe, capable of realizing our goals and dreams. I mean, at least that's the intention. That's what I'm believing. So what are you guys believing? Hopefully the same thing, because a lot of people, as we know, are programmed into lack-based mentality and don't even realize it. We have, what is it, 65,000 thoughts per day, 95% subconscious. This is according to psychologists. And they're habitual thoughts based on the past. So we bring the past into the present if we're not conscious and present. So we unwittingly do that, and thoughts elicit emotions and vice versa. So when we have thoughts, even if we're not conscious, it brings up feelings. Feelings are energy. Energy is resonance that interacts with the fields, or the quantum fields, or the realm of spirit. And through that interaction, basically we recreate the past and the present, and then we create our future that way. So in 2024, let's all make an intention that we're going to consciously create a reality, rather let our subconscious programming do it for us. And then we're going to consciously change our programming in order to attract more abundance, more love, and to help to uplift the planet. So that's my wish and my prayer. So what are you guys saying? Mr. Floyd, hi ho. Pretty much same beliefs. All right. And what are you saying? Listen to the car as I go. Were you going to work or something? I hope and pray. Thank you, Christine. All right. That's thing number 8. 1, 2, 3. Simplify your life. They have 1, 2. Easy as 1, 2, 3. Right? Simplify your life by letting go anything unnecessary. That's Doreen Virtue's book of angel numbers, and that makes sense also. And MDR saying that there's 2 classes for New Year's. Yeah, I kind of remember that. So again, if people that are jumping on late, tomorrow at 3:00, we're going to do transmission with the master teachers for the new year, for dimensional shifting and DNA awakening. So to get us into the new vibration of the new year, 2024, it's it's an 8 in numerology, an 8 universal year. 8 is about law. It's Saturn. So sometimes people think, well, Saturn's not good. Well, Saturn's not bad either. It's just a planet that circles the sun just like we do, but it has this resonance of discipline and crystallization and what we need to learn and how we need to grow. But 8's also taken as a good luck number, and money, security, success, all that stuff is sort of wrapped into the energy of that. And of course, 8's an infinity sign as well. So that's what we're heading into. Infinity, time is a continuum, it's not linear. Karma's a law, so 8's the number of laws. Saturn's about law, karmic law, um, governments, that's law also. So a lot of things get scrutinized, and it resonates with the sign Capricorn. But the interesting thing is Pluto is transiting out of Capricorn in about 2 weeks, and then it's going to retrograde back into Capricorn. I don't know the dates. I think it's in the end of the summer into early autumn, but that's only for 2.5 months. And then 20 years, Pluto's going to transit through Aquarius. So that's another kind of a nudging into the Aquarian age, or into the new Earth, so to speak. So anyway, that's a little bit of background. So hello, I think somebody I don't recognize. White Moon Readings, welcome. Good morning to you. Thanks for stopping in. And SVM saying that I feel a positive shift coming. I can read without glasses. That's pretty good. Although some changes will take more time and not good for those who need instant. Yeah, and that's very Saturn also. That's very much connected to that eight energy. Eight. It's really about, we need the staying power, and we need the perseverance, the discipline. Eight is really, Saturn. Eight's Saturn guided. I wouldn't say it's Saturn ruled, but there's a connection to it. Discipline, yes, very good point. Very good point. Good. We wish you a lot of good coming. Yes, and good morning, Colleen. Good morning, family. Here in the you're in the Catskills too. So am I. So am I. Joe Vitale. He talks a lot about hope. Yeah, are you saying? Oh, you wrote that. He talks a lot about hope. Oponopono. So very good. I love that as well, and that really works well with heart brain coherence. So let's do our meditation card. Hi, Brandy. Good morning. Let's do our meditation card for the week to lead into the new year, the new energies of 2024. Then that segues into the year of the dragon. I think it's the wood dragon, but definitely the year of the dragon. So go back. What happened in 2012? That was, I believe, the last year of the dragon, right? Between 2012 and 2014, there's a huge spike of awakening. I think between 2024 and 2026, we're going to double or triple that spike in awakening. When I say awakening, I mean awakening to spirit, not necessarily like woke, although that's not a bad thing either. It's good to be politically aware and know what's going on in the world and how that affects us. But what I describe as awakening is an understanding that we're not body, we're not form, but we rather have bodies, and we exist in this form or in this 3D reality. But what we have a true awakening in my definition of it, we start to become aware of who we are as spirit. We feel energy. We feel like I could go on and describe it for the rest of the hour, actually, but that's where it begins. It's just saying, wow, everything is energy, and I can feel the energy in my body. I can know things from a higher perspective. I can know that I am spirit experiencing life through this human vehicle, but I'm spirit looking out of human eyes. And if you do that, if you get very present in the moment and just be the observer, that your spirit observing a human life, and if you can really get into that, you start to feel the energy flows. Things start to shift. You raise in consciousness. And if you can augment that with your breath, I expand on the inhale, right? As my lungs expand, and I contract a little bit on the exhale. Everything moves in waves. Everything has a frequency. So my breath is a frequency also. If I slow my breath down, I slow the frequency down. If I speed it up, I raise it. So syncing in with breath, we sync in with the universe, because everything in the universe works in a rhythm and a cadence. So we can tune in with that with our breath. Then if you want to dance and move your body, you can tune in with that a little bit more that way also, or just go into a deeper meditation. Anyhow, very intense year, Brandy is saying. Yes, it's been a very intense year. I'm missing a lot of your comments. But in any event, thank you all for being here and commenting. All right, so we are mixing up tarot cards, in case you did not know that. All right. So everybody's sending love to Brandy. Well, I will send love to you also then, and thanks for being here. All right, so I need to clear my mind for a second. This is part of awakening. You start to feel your guides and your angels and all kinds of things. So, but the first step is to stop thinking. So we get out of that conscious constricting thought of the physical, of the personal mind or the ego, and then we expand into higher realms of spirit, right? So that's the name of the game. And then my hand just basically gets guided to the right card. And the right card for us is the Four of Cups to meditate on. Interesting card. Four is Uranus energy, so it's filled with surprises, but it's also very grounding energy. Cups is very emotional. And just as a basic meaning or basic overview of the card itself, um, it's kind of like it looks like he's the Green Man in this. This is called the Morgan Greer deck, by the way. It has kind of a very sort of a European Celtic flair to it in the symbology. So we have the three cups standing, and one's being offered. So that could be new knowledge and new gifts. So as we meditate, you can use your deck if you have one. If not, you can take a mental snapshot of my Four of Cups. And when you get very relaxed and you get present, so when I stop thinking, then I start expanding and connecting to higher realms or lower realms or different realms, whatever you want to call it. But I start to expand in consciousness. And then in my mind, I step into the card. So the act of doing that, I'm going to one reality into another. So when I'm relaxed, I'm present, I'm open, I'm feeling spirit, I'm feeling energy in my mind. I step into the card. The first thing I do is, how do I feel differently? What am I feeling? What am I thinking? What am I tasting? What am I seeing? What color, sound? However you attune to energy is fine. But the idea is you just step in, feel the energy, and then because of the symbology of this card, it's like, what is this fourth cup? That you already have these three cups here. The universe is offering you a new gift. So as you meditate, and it's interesting, 2024, and it's a 4 also. So as you meditate on this, step into the card and ask your guide when you step in, what is this new gift? How do I open up to it and receive it and use it in my life for my own higher good and the higher good of all? I mean, you may get a whole different reference when you step in. The idea is to be open, present, and allowing, and just allow it to come in. So 444 Millie is saying that's basically that. So yeah, that's what Spirit recommends us, is to meditate on this. And this is going to help us open up to a new gift. It may be a psychic gift. It may be more of like a a personal gift, like a new job or new relationships. It may be that kind of a gift. It may be more than one new gift. But I feel like as I'm talking about that, Spirit saying it's more aligned to new spiritual gifts, new openings, new abilities. Because after all, we are shifting. As we shift and we expand our frequencies, as it reaches different thresholds of energy, it triggers awakening in different DNA strands. So that's part of the awakening or the ascension, is the energies increase because we're already spirit, right? So when we awaken spiritually, we're really clearing things that obstruct our energy flows, that are like whatever programs or obstructions or blocks, subconscious issues, whatever it is. So when we open, we wind up clearing that, and then more energy can flow through us. So, and also the energies that are affecting the earth keep increasing. So that's part of the ascension, is that we have higher frequencies of energy that they keep affecting the planet. The long and the short of it is that as the energies increase and the frequencies get higher, the wavelengths get shorter. That's what a higher frequency is. Um, then it triggers, once it reaches those thresholds, it'll awaken different DNA strands. And what happens is that you start to awaken to new gifts. Like, if we awaken fully, we can heal a lot of things in our body. The way that I healed the autoimmune issue I had my whole life, the doctors couldn't heal, but my mind could, and cultivating my energy could. So we all have these abilities and these capacities. And then, another gift could be higher intuition, the ability to do telekinesis or to affect physical objects with your energy and your mind. As we get higher and higher and we awaken more, we may discover that we can bilocate or be in more places, more than one place at one time. So break through the time-space continuum, so to speak. And a lot of people are experiencing temporal displacements now, just kind of like going to different timelines. or things of that nature. So these are all gifts that we have. We can heal things that doctors can't, through frequency, through energy. We can tap into higher levels of spirit, different guides, different energies. So these are all new gifts. And for you, it may be something else, but you get the idea, I think, right? So let me see. So Yogi, I want to flash this one. Oh wait, wrong one. But Yogiji or Yogi Bhajan called depression when the external demand exceeds our internal capacity. That's interesting. So I'm missing part of your conversation, but thank you for all that. Oh, thank you, Suzette, for that. So, this is an interesting comment. I've been struggling my being raised Catholic in Jesus and the Bible, some depression and anxiety in my community world around me. So I don't feel like there should be any conflict between being raised Catholic and loving Jesus and benefiting from the teachings of the Bible to other spiritual thought and spiritual ideologies. It's all about love. It's all about God, as far as I'm concerned. And I to being a tarot reader and whatever. And I do a lot of YouTube shorts now. And if anybody else is on YouTube, you may have an idea of how the short feed works. Basically, if you hit the short feed, your shorts go out to virtually anybody. So I'm doing tarot readings and just going to people in the Bible Belt, and then I'm getting like people preaching to me. It's like blasphemy. That's satanic. You need to go back to God or go back to Jesus. And you know what? To me, it's all part of spirit. I don't see any conflict. And I think that's part of our collective awakening. We start to embrace all these ideologies and focus on what's the same rather than what's different, right? So my advice to you, Colleen, is not to even go there, that there's a conflict. Just kind of understand or feel internally that it's really a different way of connecting to God or spirit, basically. So hopefully that helps. Let's do a 3-card spread now that we've done in that. All right. See, the fact that my reading glasses have left us for the great beyond the other day, basically popped an eye or popped a lens. It's harder for me to read what you guys are saying, so I'm not catching all your comments today. But it looks to me like you're describing some of your spiritual experiences. NDEs are very, near death experiences are very interesting. These, and it opens more, but adds more questions to gain knowledge and open yourself up and more receiving. What's interesting about NDEs and I learned about this, God, about 20 years ago, that there was experiments done, and they found that there's a propensity for people that follow the Jewish faith that have NDEs that go to the light. Not everybody that has a near-death experience sees a tunnel and light. So different experiences are different, and the psychologists believe that or some scientists believe that it's kind of more of like a neural, like hormonal effect that happens that creates that. But the interesting thing about that is that that the Jewish people tended to go to a blue light rather than a white light, and the Christian people tended to go to a white light. So you talk about the power of belief and how that shapes your universe. I mean, if it shapes the near-death experience, if your belief is that powerful, imagine how it shapes your life also. And so you've had one of these. So you've literally been dead, you're saying more. Yeah, and there's different levels of it, and a lot of people meet their ancestors. A lot of people have these experiences. They go to spirit or heaven. They talk to their loved ones, say it's not your time yet. You've got to go back, and they do come back basically, and they bring that with them. And I don't think changes in the hormones, in a near-death experience would explain that somehow. Yeah, and the remarkable consistency of different people from different parts of the world having similar experiences. I don't think that that's explained either. Oh, Mr. Floyd taking a beautiful drive through Boulder, Colorado. I'll bet it's beautiful. Here in the Catskills, I haven't seen the sun since the day after Christmas, so I haven't seen the sun in almost a week here. It's still beautiful. It's just overcast and a lot of rain. I used to do a lot with weather forecasting. I'm also was a trained meteorologist in college, and that's part of predictive stuff. I just haven't had the time yet, but people that are waiting for winter here in the Northeast, if you're a snow lover, I believe 2 to 3 weeks we're gonna have a pattern shift, and that will be conducive to colder weather and maybe some snow, especially into February. So hang in there, hang in there. So 3 card spreads. That'll be for the messages may resonate with you personally, may resonate more in our community here, on the Medium channel and beyond, or the world at large. So, okay. I have to clear my mind. My monkey mind is chattering away. Deep breath, Adam. Okay, now I can do this. 2 and 3. It happens easily like that. I know I'm in the flow again. All right, so we got the World card. We got the Ace of Cups. We got the Moon card. Firstly, as I look at this, so this is again Morgan Greer deck, World card reversed, Ace of Cups reversed, Moon card upright. First thing that I'm seeing, and this may be for our collective energy in this group, and that includes you guys that are watching this as a video, still letting go. The first week of January may be more of kind of a letting go, releasing. I guess New Year's can be a little bit nostalgic because we think about the year in the past, what's fallen, because the Ace of Cups up, turned upside down. It means basically the contents within the cups is falling out of the cups. Basically, that's not always a bad thing. So I think part of the energy is, it's okay to release and let things go. Basically, it's not always easy to do because we're kind of due to our survival instincts, we're kind of geared to hold on to things rather than let things go. So we can override that just by connecting to spirit, but that's okay. The World card, that also has a little bit of a Saturnian energy to it. And we're coming to this 2024, this 8, Saturn guided numerology. So this is Saturn guided tarot also. The World card's a good card. It's a completion. It's the last card of the cycle. But the major arcana, it's 22 cards, and it's not linear. So you go from the Fool card, 0, through all the different ones. It's the Magician, then the High Priestess, the Empress, the Emperor, the Hierophant, and so on. And then you get to key 21, which is the World. So that would be the last card, but not really, because then you go key 22 is the Fool. So the Fool card is both 0 and 22 in the tarot, and it just says it's a circle, and it's about spiritual growth and evolution. So there's something that's completing. So I think the message for us in the world is leave 2023 and 2023. This is a whole new energy we're stepping into. We've talked about this a lot here, how we're gearing up for, in the last several years, there's a lot that went on in the world, a lot of stuff that's risen to the surface. What's out there in the news, the mainstream news, that they're still suppressing it. Their job is to divert mass attention in a certain direction that's going to just benefit those minute few that are in control of everything. So that's kind of their job. But people that are able to look beyond that really see that a lot of the corruption, a lot of the inconsistencies, and what's not fair to people in this world and the way that it's run, through the government, the corporations, and so forth and so on. It's all coming out, and it's going to continue to do that. Oh, let's not hold on to this. One of the biggest lessons that's so hard for so many people is forgiveness. It's just basically the ability to forgive, whether it's forgiving our parents for beating us down as a child, whether it's forgiving the powers that be, if you want to call it deep state, the cabal, or whatever, for basically showing very little regard for human life, as it were, but rather creating this whole paradigm on this planet that only benefits those very, very minute few at the detriment. I mean, that's a hard thing to forgive. Or if somebody basically acted like they were your best friend, and then stole everything from you. That's a really hard thing to forgive, but we have to learn how to do that. We have to understand that we're not victims. People only do things to us if our energy fields are allowing that to happen, and that's a hard pill to swallow for a lot of people. But once you really start to connect into your multidimensional nature and start to understand how spirit works and how the flow of energy works, you see that nothing's really separate from ourselves. And I think that's part of what we need to understand stepping into this new year, that everything in our world, or as Mr. Floyd says on his YouTube channel, in your universe, everything, it's your universe that you've created or co-created with God, if you prefer you're looking at it that way. And we can't be victims anymore. It's like if somebody took everything from me, or a good example that really hits home, if I'm born into this world, and I have an illness, a disease that's that's supposedly incurable. I mean, it's autoimmune issues. It's just they don't know how to cure yet, but they're learning. Mind over matter, and diet. What I fed my body and what I fed my mind is how I cured myself, basically. Um, point being, it's not always easy to just forgive when something on the outside is really like screwed you over. But you have to understand that everything's energy. We attract things for our growth and for our learning. So I think forgiveness is a key word for us in this beautiful community of ours going into 2024. Who have we not forgiven yet, basically? And I I'll think about that also. I believe that I've forgiven everybody, but sometimes we don't know everything that's going on in our subconscious. Even people like myself that meditate, that have really dissolved a lot of the filters between conscious and subconscious. Like, in other words, the idea is we don't want to have a subconscious, at least to the degree of a part of our minds where we suppress everything that we don't want to see, everything that was painful, or everything that's inconsistent with our moral codes. Being that we still have survival instincts, and a lot of people are, they manipulate others and manipulate their circumstances because it's part of their survival instinct, but it's not always moral. So people suppress that, so they can continue to do what they're doing, basically. So we want to dissolve those filters and everything. So I hope that makes sense. Two major arcana. Now the moon card's interesting because that's intuition. A lot, this combination here, especially, it's very watery energy. The Ace of Cups, aces are new beginnings, but new beginnings will happen now by releasing the old. And a lot of it's in the emotional realm, in the emotional body. So a lot of us still need to work with our second chakra and our heart center. And you can do that the same way we do heart-brain coherence. Like, in other words, we cultivate the heart, we feel magnified gratitude, appreciation, love, and blend the crown and the third eye. So we're basically blending our heart and our brain. You can blend your heart and your sacral chakra also. So you bring those two chakras together, and that's going to allow you to gain more insight into what you may be holding on to, what you're worried about, what you're fearful about, what's been programmed into you, basically, and all that good stuff. And work on letting that go as we start to step into this new energy. Um, Pauline saying, "Forgive first." Yes, so that's a big one. And Chris saying, "Makes a lot of sense. Almost exactly my current situation." Okay, self-love, absolutely. Um. Anyway, let's see what else. Let me drink a little bit of water. Um. All right. So what else? I think that's the main message. I think a lot of people are going to kind of get off the ground, so to speak, in 2024 by clearing a lot of past stuff anyway. I mean, Mercury station, so it's ideal for that astrologically. Pluto's about to change signs. Something else is changing signs. Anyway, I can't remember. All right, what else? What else, Spirit? And what I'm getting is these dogs or these wolves, kind of howling at the moon, and there's two of them. So, that's an understanding, firstly, of lessons and growth, but also allies and spiritual teachers. I think some of us may be in the process of ending a relationship or friendship. And there may be some personal, meaning also, some personal relevance, and like a lot of this sort of letting go kind of stuff. But I said there are also new beginnings. So I feel like they're just saying for the next week or two, what is it that you may still be holding on to that's not healthy for you, and working on clearing it. And we clear things by firstly accessing it, and then just allowing spirit to help us to let us go, basically. So sometimes trying to let something go is just another act of holding on, basically. But rather than do that, sometimes a good thing to do is whatever it is that you're wishing to let go of, just give it a shape and a color in your mind. This is part of my power attunements exercises. And then feel the flames of your heart growing, and place that in the flames of your heart. You integrate the knowledge and the experience to let go what you don't need to let go, what you don't need to hold on to through integration. Um, so get it off your chest, they're saying also. So, there may be one or two people that you just need to talk to that's a little bit uncomfortable. Um, that's also part of creating your reality. If you let other people control you because you don't wish to speak up and deal with unpleasant vibrations from other people. That's always been my issue from the past, is that I won't speak up because I don't want to feel their discomfort. That's kind of the challenge of the empath, that we feel everybody's emotion, including their disapproval, their anger, their disgust, and all that stuff. But we have to override that. So courage is also a big theme for this year, that we have to be courageous. Letting go takes courage. And again, you can let go, but you don't embrace first, because you need to learn the lesson first. Otherwise, you'll attract the same thing in a different form. So there's really no escaping that in our physical universe. So I think they really want us to understand this through these very emotional cards. Again, the Earth is Saturn. There's something you're completing. You are meant to complete something in this period going into this new year. And I think a lot of it's on emotional patterns. Sometimes the moon, and with a lot of water energy, brings up addiction. So I think we're meant to look at our addiction issues, if we have those, and try to get to the bottom of that as well. So anyways, what are you guys saying here? The past is just saying, the past is part of what makes you who you are. First, understand that. Second, there's no one's real fault the things we've gone through. Three, forgive. Four, open your heart while balancing your head. I like that. Thank you for that summation. and MDR is saying that I have a lot of opposites. I speak up and get a lot of hatred for it. Lots of folks want to dim others out of their own issues. I don't. Yeah, so there you have it. That's an excellent point. So some people speak up a lot, and they get a lot of hate because of it. Life goes on, right? Life does go on. Uh, well, you have a new smart. I'm just glancing at some of your comments. I don't. I don't know. Oh, I called the very end of the baby boomers. So I'm a little older. The past is part of women. Oh yeah, we read that one already. It's worth reading again, but that's okay. All right, so let's move on. I think I got as much meaning. If anything more comes from those cards. But oh wait, these are. Yeah, I do have my Native American cards with me. Very good. Well, it's saying sweets are my addiction. Well, food in general. Whatever it is. We don't want to have those attachments and addictions, but at the same time, we don't want to hate on them either. We want to embrace them. Otherwise, how are we going to know what the source of it is if we try to push it away all the time? Um, I've had terrible, issues with drugs, and I did a shamanic ceremony. This was many, many moons ago. It did involve plant medicines, ayahuasca to be specific. So I did this ceremony, and then I went into the journey. I found it was a horrible experience, but a great experience at the same time. But as I went into the peak of it, I found myself in my birth, my death, and the present moment all at the same time. So again, time is circular. Yeah, we can do that. And in that moment, I realized that the addictions and everything that was wrong with my life, there was a core issue with that. And that was simply being born. I had a painful birth, basically, a traumatic birth. And I think we all have some level of birth trauma, but whatever happened, I felt it, and then I was ripped away from my mom, so I didn't root or nurse. I was put in a little isolation tank, basically. And once I got that, I came off the experience, and at that point, I had whittled down the drug use. There wasn't heroin anymore, stuff like that. It's just excessive marijuana, excessive weed smoking. And once I had that experience, firstly, to do the ayahuasca ceremony, I had to give it up for a week. So I had to stop smoking weed for a week. That was torture. And that during that time in my life, I saw myself always being a pot smoker. That's just who I am. That's the way it is. Couldn't stop. I tried a few times, couldn't do it. I had no desire to go back. I actually quit for like 6 years and I didn't smoke at all. And then now I'll occasionally indulge more in a medicinal way, in a spiritual way, but it's not the same energy. It's not the same dynamic. You can enjoy something without being addicted to it, basically. Anyways, if I didn't embrace the experience, I never would have gone to that point. So I uncovered what it was. It was like the pain of being born that I kept trying to cover up my whole life, using different drugs or different scenarios or creating different scenarios. So everybody has a different story, but there's going to be a lot of overlaps that you guys could probably relate to. So anyway, card that I got here is the Four of something. Pregnancy. Who's getting pregnant around here? Pregnancy could be like ideas also, or insights or stuff like that. Pregnancy. I think that relates to the Four of Cups. So that's the same as the meditation card, only in a different deck. So that's really important. Fours are, lay a foundation, right? It's a square. It's Uranus energy. So there's that revolutionary, evolutionary element of surprise that's connected with that. But it's also, thinking outside the box because it's a square. It's also a rectangular square foundation. So it's building foundations in our lives. And so pregnancy, it doesn't mean that that you conceive and have a baby. There's a gestation period. Be patient, everybody. So that's the other part of it. It's a whole new energy in 2024. And I know, for those of you that have been here, we've been on YouTube 3.5 years. You're like, oh yeah, Adam, you say that every year. It's a whole new energy. But we've always been talking about 2024. That's always come up as a reference. So this is like on a whole new level. And so the idea is that things take time to gestate, but you want to create the energy now. You want to create the intention now. So maybe the first week or two we're kind of clearing, we're letting go, we're embracing our experiences, we're not blaming the world, we're not blaming each other. Rather we're taking responsibility. I created this for a reason, not to suffer, but to grow and to evolve, basically. And collectively, in the human experience, we collectively created this for a reason. So time to assimilate that a little bit. But what is it that we really want? This is new earth. This is a shift from Pisces to Aquarian. I mean, we've been in that shift for about 40 years now. Some people believe the harmonic convergence was when we entered into the cusp of the Aquarian age. I believe that was 1987. Give or take. I think we started to trend in that direction in the 1960s, basically, with the hippie movement. The song by the Fifth Dimension, The Age of Aquarius. Coincidence? I think not. There's a band called the Fifth Dimension, and they did a song called The Age of Aquarius back in the 1960s, before the term New Age was not even in anybody's vocabulary. So to me, that's when we started to trend into the cusp. And I think we're going to trend out of the cusp, through the rest of the 2020s and go fully into the Aquarian age. So anyway, that adds a lot of meaning. Let's see what Kyle Gray has to say this morning in his Ascended Masters deck. What are you saying? 6. It's a cover. That's from Hair, right? Yeah, it's from the play Hair, right? But that's not a cover, right? The Fifth Dimension wrote that song, or does somebody else write it? Is that what you're saying? That Fifth Dimension didn't actually write that song? But yeah, it is from Hair. I love that. I love Hair. I never saw the play, just the movie, but I loved it. No, it's a cover. So somebody else wrote it. So I'll have to Wikipedia that one. I want to know who actually wrote the Age of Aquarius. Now, it wasn't George Greenbaum. No, he wrote Spirit in the Sky, right? I don't know why George Greenbaum's name popped up in my mind. Written by So it's written by Red Ragni. Interesting. And Gat McDermott. Thanks for sharing that. Learned something new. All right, let me clear my mind a second. Got my card right here. Oh, this one. This is the one. Interesting. We got Metatron and Sandalphon. We've gotten this duo before too, and this is a new deck thanks to Doreen. And we work with these two. They're the vertical plane angels. I learned that through doing Steve Noble's meditations on YouTube, and little story behind that. He has so many great meditations. He's such a powerful facilitator. But one's called the ultraviolet angelic light transmission or something like that. Good clearing meditation. And he took us through the intro through the 6 archangels. The 4 directional ones, Raphael, Michael, Gabriel, and Uriel, and then Metatron in the above space and Sandalphon in the below space. And working with him and the symbols he used, that was the first time I felt the energy of those angels, like in a whole new way. And I've incorporated that into my work ever since. The very first time I did that, it's like I felt these angels. And when I call them in, I get such a rush of energy. My only challenge is relaxing when they come in, because the energy is so strong that again, that's our human survival instinct. My body wants to tense up and block it, so I have to breathe through it. That's one of the reasons I do cold therapy, by the way. You sit in that cold shower, which in January, it's about 40 something degrees. It might even be colder because it makes my body numb. It makes my body hurt. Well, I'm kind of skinny too, but it makes my bones hurt, and then it numbs it out. But the idea is I don't want to tense up, rather I want to relax. I want to breathe slowly because the body wants to tense. But if we relax, then we tap into a higher energy or higher frequency available to us. That's how Wim Hof is able to survive going to, say, the top of Mount Everest with no oxygen in shorts, because he's mastered that ability, and he's mastered the ability to transcend his body and tap into spirit to keep him alive. It's really amazing, fascinating stuff. So in any event, so Sandalphon is more in the crystalline or five-dimensional earth grid, and Metatron works with the ascended Christ grid, or the central sun energy. I mean, these are just names, but they're energies, frequencies of energy that we can work with through the energies of these archangels. So what it says here is synchronicity, divine connection, understanding lessons, sacred connection. So creating that sacred connection between heaven and earth, right? Between the central sun or the energies of Metatron, that's really more universal, and then Sandalphon is the universe within the earth, or how universal forces manifest within the earth plane also. So within the center of the earth, there's a giant crystal, and it's a source energy. It's the center of the earth, just like the center of the universe is a source energy, and the center of our being, our heart, is a source energy also. So when you want to go to spirit, go to the heart, go to the center, whether it's the universal heart chakra, the universal light, or the universal earth. It's sometimes called the Gaia gateway chakra also, that accesses us into the core crystal of planet Earth, basically. So frequency of the week. Uh, I'm just trying to read your comments. Without glasses, it's a little challenging. All right, very good. Yeah. All right. So clearing my mind. Here we go. This one. This one is Earth 24. That's my karmic path number. Your karmic path number is the day you were born. I was born the 24th day of a month. So this is key 24. This is where it gets a little challenging, but I can do this. The frequency of Earth activates our deep connection to this physical plane by showing as the beauty of all the aspects of our great mother, and revealing the more ethereal, spiritual, and aspects of nature. But the real message is in the geometries, in the shape. So if I can put this in a way that my ring light doesn't reflect off of it, if you gaze in the center, you kind of absorb that energy. And remember, earth and heart have the same letters. So if we connect with the heart, we can connect with the earth also, and vice versa. So you notice it's green, and the earth is also often represented by the color green as well. So anyway, so connecting that way, and that's basically it. So let's ground. So that's a message to really, for this first week, let's really solidify our roots. Grow our roots deeper into the planet. The deeper our roots are, the stronger and the larger the structure. Our tree can grow, basically, and our branches can branch outward. So a little meditation you can do is you you meditate, you make like a tree, make like a tree and leave. You remember that saying? but you don't leave, and rather you stay. So you become a tree, feel your roots deep, but from the top of your head, your branches grow and send your branches way out into the ethers, and your individual branches can touch in on different levels of spirit. So you can send one branch up to connect with one of your loved ones in the spirit realm, another one higher to connect with your ascended masters or angels or stuff like that. So grounding, earthing, very important way to start this new year, because again, the frequencies are reaching that threshold where humanity itself and the earth herself is going to shift into a, whether you want to call it 4D or 5D reality or frequency, but a higher frequency or reality. So the shift is beginning in 2024. From 2020 to 2024, it's been more of a purging and more of like an upgrading of our energetic field, so that we are able to make that shift when the right time comes. Those of you that have been doing the work are more ready than others. And yes, there is a shift, a split that's happening, not a physical split, but an energetic split. So the idea is that we are preparing to, when the split happens, to go into the higher timelines or the higher realities, rather than to get stuck into that karmic cause and effect reality that we've been in. We're graduating, in other words, to our next level. So we're going to our next grade is another way of looking at that. Medicine cards today for our totem animals of the week. All right, so let me clear my mind a second. I'm seeing a squirrel. I'll see what I pick, but we'll add squirrel to that. Oh, it's actually an otter, but this kind of looks like a freaking squirrel. I believe otters are more about playfulness than anything. And this is key 8, and we're coming to an 8 year. So I think they're saying one of the ways to deal with, because Saturn energy, 8 can be a little bit heavy also. Keep a very playful attitude. I feel like they're saying it's okay to be immature. Like sometimes, when people ask you, how old are you? I'll say, well, you want my physical age, my mental age, or the age that I act like? Because that's going to be in descending numbers. I'm definitely not 65 in my head. I'll put it to you that way. But squirrels also gather. Squirrels plan for the future, because they gather their nuts in the fall so they can survive the winter. So a certain amount of planning. So that could be why Spirit planted that in my mind. I need both hands to get to the right page here. All right, 7. We go 8. So otter actually is woman medicine. So that's what it says here in the book. But the little catch says, otter, so playful, croquette by the stream, the medicine of woman, the realized dream. So, it applies to both men and women, but I think part of the message, and we got a lot of that here also. I mean, the Earth card, Mother Earth, right? Cups is water. Water is considered feminine. The moon is considered more feminine. So one of our messages is we want to embrace our divine feminine. That's our intuition. That's our sensitivity. That's our inner power, basically. Because the men are the seed, but the women are the nurturants. They're the bringers to life, the seed of the male energy. So the female energy can be likened to the void or the great cosmic womb, as it were, where all life comes from. So let's embrace the divine feminine coming into this year also. And to finish up, I have the angel cards. By the way, if you guys did not see the full 2024 forecast, including channel messages, that is up on the Medium channel now, and I will pin that when this becomes a video so you guys can check that out. It's about an hour and 15 minutes long, so you may need to, to plan what would be a good time. But a lot of information came through about this coming year that I think is going to help a lot of us. So since I'm on that no, tomorrow at 3 p.m. we're going to do a transmission with the master teachers and the archangels. We do energetic frequency channeling here, so they work with my energy field, and as I lead the meditation and join as a circle, they're able to access your fields and assist you in your awakening process. So it's going to be shifting into 2024 DNA activations and vibrational shifting. So that's going to help help to set the energies for you, for us, to really benefit from the shift that's happening this year. So again, we want our bodies, our nervous systems, as well as our energetic fields to be ready for this shift. Otherwise, it's hard. So I've been, for the last 3 years, telling you guys, do heart-brain coherence, do presence, do breathing, do like yoga or qigong or something that's going to strengthen the body, strengthen the nervous system in a way that you can handle more frequency, more chi or prana going through and around your body, and to be able to ground but also expand, to be able to connect with spirit more, and to clear whatever obstructions there are in our thinking and our emotional makeup, because what we hold emotionally, or what we hold as like traumas in the body, they become energy cocks. When the energies increase, it becomes uncomfortable. Like if our system isn't clear, it's like squeezing a hose, right? If there's a kink in it, yeah, that slows down the energy. So doing the spiritual work, the idea is you want to clear those channels so that the energy flows smoothly. Then there's no ascension symptoms, or minimal of ascension symptoms and stuff like that. There's a minimal of discomfort, and you shift gracefully into these higher energies. So the card that we got is Sonia from Doreen Virtue's Messages from the Angels. Oh, some of us are mediums, huh? Because the message here is, I bring you a message from your deceased loved one. I am happy, at peace, and I love you very much. Please don't worry about me. So here's what the card looks like. Sometimes the message is more in the image than that, but it's showing a general opening to the spirit world and allowing your loved ones that have crossed over to assist you and guide you this year, because a lot of our loved ones on the other side know what's going on here, and part of their spiritual work that they take with them to the spirit world is assisting humanity and assisting us into this shift. So this is, again, this shift. It's going to be probably decades before everything sets up fully into the new earth, but you've heard of that golden age in some prophecies, or those 1,000 years of enlightenment and other prophecies. All the prophecies are saying the same thing, whether you go to Revelations in the Bible, or Nostradamus, or the Mayan or prophecies, or the Hopi prophecies. Different word, slightly different things, but it's really the same. If you unpack it all and understand the theme and the timing, it's all saying the same thing. What was it saying about this time? Fires, floods, changing of the earth, the maps changes. All this stuff is happening now. Global warming is changing the landscape, or if you believe in global warming, for whatever reason, sea levels are rising. That's a fact. Whatever the reasons are, we can debate on that another time. Point being is that we're likely to see some changes of our coastlines. We're already seeing increased flooding and fire. We're already seeing all this stuff, the wars, all that stuff that's been prophesied. But what follows that in all these predictions, all these prophecies, is the golden age, the age of Aquarius. So we are shifting into that now. We are basically setting the seeds, or setting the foundation for humanity to grow into a beautiful and a higher level. So that's what I have for you guys today. Tomorrow, 3 o'clock transmission. I'll pen the 2024 forecast on on the comments as this becomes a video. I'll do that right now. And Happy New Year, everybody. Next time I see you guys, it's going to be a whole nother year. Thank you so much. And lots of love and prayers. I'm sorry. Usually I'm interacting more with your comments, but again, for those of you that came late, I mean, it's a given when you're in your 60s that you're farsighted, right? But my glasses, unfortunately, had an accident, went to the spirit world, so I'm having to rely on my own eyes right now until I buy another pair next time I go into town. Living in the mountains, I don't get into town every day. So anyhow, yes, today is 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. That's if you take away the 20 part. So it's 1, 2, 12, 31. So that's 3, then 1, and then 23, right? So anyway, those are age progression numbers. What's the word? There's a word when they're the same forward and backwards. Like 121 or 1441. Paradrome numbers. Thank you. Paradrome numbers. Sequential numbers as well as repeating numbers like 888777 are considered angel numbers and have a numerological significance. So anyway, that's it. Celebrate life. Yes, Happy New Year, everybody. Love you. See you next time. Bye.